up! Radio! Fired 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 up! Radio!
Are we fired up? Yeah! Are we going to stay on the streets until we have a government and an economy that works for all Americans, not just corporations and the rich? Okay, we've got some speakers here today that are going to keep us fired up, and they're great partners with us in the fight for social justice.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, corporate welfare's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, corporate welfare's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, corporate welfare's got to go.
The Republicans made a mistake this time. They woke up this sleeping giant. Our rally here in San Francisco and in the 50 state capitals and other major cities around the country, this is about standing in solidarity with Wisconsin workers and Americans everywhere who are struggling in this broken economy. And who broke this economy? Did you do it? No! Did the corporations do it? Yes! Did the big banks do it? Yes! Are you ready to fight back? Yes! And we demand that the super rich and powerful corporations, including Wall Street banks, big oil companies, big coal, pay their fair share.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, corporate welfare's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, corporate welfare's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, corporate welfare's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho.
In the last couple of weeks, the Wisconsin workers have been protesting against a bill that would cut vital public services and take away workers' ability to bargain collectively. It's absolutely critical for the health of America's middle class that workers are allowed to organize collectively to negotiate with their employers. And if someone tells you that unions have never done anything for them, what do you think about the two-day weekend? Where do you think that came from? It was fought for and won by, you guessed it, who? Unions, that's right.
Union busting is disgusting.
Union busting is disgusting.
Union busting is disgusting.
When the same thing is happening in Madison, Wisconsin, Columbus, Ohio, and San Francisco, California, you know something is going on out there. But what's going on out there is not just a conversation and an attack on government and services and budgets. It is an attack on the social contract of this country. The question in front of us is, are we going to have a just and humane society, or are we going to watch the most powerful, the most aggressive, the most greedy, and the most heartless among us win the day? What's the answer to that? California is a place, and San Francisco is a place that's led to incredible social innovation and social transformation. California gave the United States of America the farm workers movement, the Chicano rights movement, the gay and lesbian movement, the disability rights movement. California has given us all of that. But California has also given us Ronald Reagan and Prop 13. The question for us, sisters and brothers, is, are we prepared to answer this moment? Are we prepared? Yes! Are we in the union movement prepared to share the power and the influence we have with non-union workers across this country? Are we in this society prepared to forge a new social contract? A new social contract that does not use the language of government, of budgets, of sterile numbers. A new social contract that uses the language of community, of solidarity, of keeping faith with your neighbors, of doing right because it's right, not because you can get away with it. That is the question that's in front of us today. We are thrilled to be here from SEIU. We want to work with all of you to forge a new social contract. We can do it. It's been done here in front of this building before. Let's do it again. Thank you.
Can I hear from all the union members in the crowd? Are we all union members today? Okay.
Remember that this whole economic recession started as a result of what they did on Wall Street. Wall Street got bailed out. We public sector folks are now taking the brunt of it, and we're the ones that are being forced to pay the price.
We find it curious that only working people are expected to make cuts. The notion that everyone is sharing the pain is part of the ludicrous conventional wisdom pushed by the mainstream media and the right that bears no relationship to reality when we are witnessing a massive transfer of wealth from the poor, the elderly, the disabled, and working people up, and that wealth is going up to the CEOs and the yacht owners. And I'm here to say it doesn't matter if someone belongs to a union or not. We're all in jeopardy here.
What do we want?
Fair taxes! When do we want it? Now!
What do we want?
Fair taxes! When do we want it? Now!
We say it's time to tax the billionaires. Every day the media reports another school is closed. That's right. The media reports that increases in tuition payments for taxing students. Every day we hear something bad like that, but what the media never says is that the billionaires, 400 billionaires, have more money than 150 million American people. So that's where the money is. We got to tax them. And the war, the military spending could pay for all the budget deficits across the whole country.
Public education is under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back.
Fire it up! Fire it up! Fire it up! Fire it up! Fire it up!
Librarians, sewer workers, teachers, firefighters, 911 operators, and other vital public workers should not be blamed for the current economic problems. And Governor Walker should not be taking away their rights. Shame on him!
Shame on him! Shame on him!
In a democracy, we negotiate. Wall Street greed and corporate abuses drove the economy into the ditch. And Governor Walker created a budget deficit when he gave tax giveaways to corporations. The battle in Wisconsin is not about money. Workers have given concessions. It's about a political power grab and union busting. Any attempt by politicians to pit private workers against public workers will fail. We will fight against the shipping of private sector jobs overseas, and we will fight against any attempt to take away a public worker's right to collectively bargain. And we will fight against all attempts of corporations to buy our government and undermine our democracy. We are one with Wisconsin.
What do we want?
Democracy!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Democracy!
When do we want it?
Now!
The attack on public service workers in Wisconsin is an attack on all workers and all union people. In solidarity, we can fight Scott Walker and fascism. In solidarity, we can win.
Ho ho! Stop Walker's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho ho! Stop
standing together today, and we're proud to stand with you, with our brothers and sisters in Wisconsin and all around the world who are standing up to demand a better life for ourselves, our families, our communities, and to demand democracy and freedom in our world. Thank you.
We represent workers right here at City Hall. I work in the emergency room at General Hospital. We represent nurses, secretaries in the schools, people who work in BART, and all of us are unified, and all of us are part of the public sector that is under attack. What is the right wing trying to do? They're trying to divide us. This is what's going to save us. This is what's going to make our country what it should be. Unity, solidarity. Thank you.
53,000 members of the Airline Pilots Association International stand together with the public sector workers of Wisconsin, Indiana, Ohio, and anywhere collective bargaining rights are threatened. The ability to join as a group to negotiate working conditions with an employer is a fundamental tenet of a free democracy. Many of the basic work conditions every American takes for granted, including retirement plans, employer-supported health care, and paid holidays, come as a direct result of advances made by organized labor. Whether or not they belong to a union, every working American enjoys benefits won through collective bargaining. The current anti-labor backlash perpetuated by some cynical politicians ignores our history and cheapens the collaboration between labor and management. We have seen too often in our own industry pay, benefits, and working rules that have changed, and not always for the better. But we firmly believe that any changes in employment deserve to be negotiated directly with an employer, not arbitrarily by government or the courts.
So not only am I a union member, I'm also a father, a brother, a son. I'm also a PTA president of my son's elementary school. But maybe more importantly, I'm actually a fifth-generation Californian that cares about the American dream and cares about the California dream. The American dream is made manifest in solidarity. When individuals, families, and communities come together for peace and prosperity for all.
When we leave this rally today, we have to go back to our neighborhoods. We have to go to our schools, our workplaces, our freaking bowling leagues, and tell people about the importance of Wisconsin.
It's time for Democrats in the U.S. Senate to start acting like Democrats in the Wisconsin State Senate. Now, Howard Zinn said, what matters most is not who is sitting in the White House, but who is sitting in, who is marching outside the White House pushing for change. And from Wisconsin forward, that is not going to be the Tea Party, that's going to be us. That's going to be the progressive movement. We're going to fight back and we're going to save the American dream. Thank you.
So how many people here voted in November? How many people here know someone who didn't vote in November? We cannot allow that to continue. We do not want a Governor Walker in California. We want Governor Brown in Wisconsin, and it's up to us. We got to get the vote out, and we got to stop these people at the polls. Thank you.
We've got the money. We've got the votes. They've got the money. We've got the votes. They've got the money. We've got the votes.
We want to make sure you understand that the fight in Wisconsin is the same fight that people in Egypt fought, that in Tunisia fought, and that they're fighting in Libya right now. And all the other Middle Eastern countries that are having a bloom of progressive democracy. We have to do the same here in the United States. It is not a different fight. Please remember, it's
send emails. You gotta show up and put your feet on the ground like you're doing today.
The true heroes in America right now are in Madison, Wisconsin, right, brothers and sisters? I am actually very proud. We don't have the San Francisco Labor Council banner here because the San Francisco Labor Council banner is being held in Madison today with delegates. So brothers and sisters, thanks for coming out. We're going to be in this for the long haul. These are about the basic, fundamental American rights, labor rights, workers' rights, and we're not going to let those assholes take over our country, are we? So who's got the power? What kind of power? And who's got the power? And what kind of power? Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong.
Is this the end?
No!